Self-care is the thing that everyone wants and no one seems to have time for. Newsflash, you have to make time for it. And I don't mean going away for a month to an ashram in India or spending your entire life savings on a meditation course. I mean the little things that you can do each day that will add up to big, lasting change. The things that every day can seem simple and manageable, but can really add to your emotional tank. Self-care is for everyone, and it can be started right now. Even the fact that you clicked on this video means that you're wanting something more for yourself, and I applaud you for that. So here are 20 simple self-care ideas for 2020. Light a candle. It's the little luxuries. I mean, I have one right here, and immediately when I get home from a stressful day, or if something is kind of bothering me, I'll just light a candle and sit there and just feel so centered and so much more calmer. And it's the number one way to get hookah into your home, which is to add more comfort and more togetherness, more coziness. And so I think that lighting a candle is such a little luxury. Learn something new with an online course. I am always signing up for online courses. I think that they are amazing and people just teach the coolest stuff. And so a lot of times for me, my inspiration will strike if I'm doing something else creative. So I love taking courses and learning about Instagram, or a pottery course or an acting course, doing something completely different that's out of the norm for me, but that really just adds more excitement and creativity and fun to my life. Do something active. It can be anything from a little simple walk with a friend to an Orange Theory class or something crazy, training for a half marathon. But just getting outside and being with nature, I think, is so important, and the number one way for me personally to feel self-care. Put your favorite blanket in the dryer before bed. Trust me, you will thank me on this. My dad used to do that for me when I was a kid, and it was such a special little cozy feeling, and I always fell asleep immediately. So whenever I have trouble sleeping, I'll heat up a blanket in the dryer, and then I just fall asleep in 0.2 seconds. See a therapist. Therapy is something that most of us don't want to go and do because it's very hard, but afterwards we always feel so much better and so much clearer, so much more enlightened. It's really good. So if you're putting it off but you know that you need to, go and see your therapist. Take a day trip. If I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed, I absolutely love just getting in the car, driving to a nearby town where no one knows me, and just walking around, seeing something different, going to a museum, or doing something for me that feels indulgent but is also just a fun way to kind of change my mindset and get out of this zone of I'm stressed out about this thing, and doing something completely different. Tidy up. I'm the messiest person on the planet, so this doesn't really apply to me because tidying up doesn't help me, but I know for a lot of people, if you have a tidier house, it makes for a tidier mind. And so tidying up for 15 minutes in your bedroom or in your office or wherever you're going to spend your day, I think can be really helpful for a lot of people. Have an in-home spa night. There is nothing better than a little homemade facial and a bath and some good music to just make your night perfect. Listen to a podcast. So I started running last year, and while I was running, I would listen to podcasts, and I have learned so much from them. I feel so inspired every time that I come back, and it makes me want to go and run because of what I could learn from listening to someone. And a few of my favorites are Jenna Kutcher, me and Orla, Simple and Season has a good one, and they're all businessy, but they're really inspiring, and they're these women bosses just crushing it, and I always just feel so excited for work and for the future when I listen to them. Go to bed early. Sometimes you want to stay up and binge watch that Netflix show, but it's not worth it if your body needs sleep. And if you're tired, go to bed. If it's 7 p.m. and you're exhausted, go to bed. Your body will thank you the next day, and you'll be ready to take on the world. Buy yourself flowers. You don't need someone else to do it. It's nice when your boyfriend or your husband or your wife or your girlfriend or whoever buys you flowers and brings them home. But when you buy them for yourself, you're saying hey, I'm worth it. I'm awesome. And yeah, you get some cute flowers out of it. Wander a bookstore. This might be my personal self-care thing, but I absolutely love going into a new bookstore that I've never been into, or one with vintage books, and just kind of wandering it for a few hours and reading the backs of books and just sitting. Maybe I'll order a coffee in the cafe and just enjoy my time and not feel rushed at all. And by the time that I leave there, I feel so rejuvenated, and I just think that it's such a fun way for self-care. FaceTime with a friend. A lot of my childhood friends have moved away, so when I'm feeling disconnected from life and I just need someone that understands me and knows me, I love to pick up my phone and FaceTime someone that I've known for my entire life that just completely gets me. But even like you can make friends online and FaceTime them, and they just add so much happiness and joy to your day. And I think that it's a really good way to be social without actually having to like leave the house if you don't want to. Adopt an affirmation. It could be something like, I am beautiful, or I have abundance, and you just kind of write it everywhere, and then you put it up on post-it notes all around your house or in your car so that you're seeing it constantly. And I feel like it really starts to ingrain into your soul, and you really adopt it, and it becomes a part of you, and then whatever you're manifesting, whatever you're hoping for will come true. And so to me, like, that's the best form of self-care. If you're moving towards your higher self, then like what more could self-care be? Create a playlist for your mood. I have playlists for every single kind of my moods. If I'm angry, if I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I'm overwhelmed, if I'm excited. I have like playlists on my iTunes that go back like 10 years. It's crazy, but I love listening to them. And I'll try to like, if I'm feeling sad, I'll listen to like the happy playlist, so then I can kind of just feel a lot better and listen to songs that I know bring me joy and make me happy. And it's a good way to like quickly get out of that like negative mindset that you're in. Have a guilt-free Netflix binge. Sometimes you gotta go to bed, but sometimes you just gotta put on Call the Midwife or some Bachelor, or I don't even know if Bachelor's on Netflix, or Friends. I watch Friends all the time, but just put on something and enjoy it and be there and like cuddle up on the couch with some ice cream and just be like, yeah, this is my self-care today. Take yourself on a lunch date. I am like terrified of going to restaurants by myself, so I'll sometimes force myself to go to a restaurant. And I had like the best lunch date of my life with myself when I took a book to Panera one time and just kind of sat there for like an hour and enjoyed some soup and read my book, and it was just amazing. I felt so good afterwards. So I definitely think that that's a great way for self-care. Watch the sunrise or sunset. There is nothing more grounding, nothing that puts you more into like the present moment than watching like life's actual magic unfold. Cancel plans for something spontaneous. We always have a million things going on our to-do list, but it's really important to sometimes just leave things open-ended and see what unfolds. I know that for me, when I have a lot going on and I kind of get like into that mindset of like go, 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 Matt will sometimes be like, okay, like give me 2 hours here, and then I'll cancel my plans there. And he'll take me and do something, and like I have no idea what we're gonna do, but it's so much fun. It's always like the best part of my week, and we always reconnect really well as a couple, and so I absolutely love that. And to me, that's a great form of self-care. And the last one is do something for someone else. When we get into that mindset of us, me, me all the time, a lot of times it will take us out of gratitude, and gratitude is the best way for us to connect to others, connect to Mother Earth, like just to be in the present moment and to really enjoy our lives. I find that if I'm me too much, if I go and do something for someone else, whether that's like volunteering to walk dogs at the rescue center, or going to a soup kitchen, or just like going to your neighbor's house and offering to help carry their groceries up the stairs, like anything that could take like 10 minutes or, you know, an entire day, it's just kind of putting you out of like, okay, what do I need? And putting you into what does everyone else need? How can I serve others? And that adds connection, and that brings gratitude back into our lives. And I think that gratitude is the most important form of self-care, and it is something that can be completely transformative, and I absolutely love that. So there you have it, 20 simple ideas for self-care in 2020, and a lot of them don't even require money or that much time. They're just like really quick things that you can implement into your everyday, and that's what I think really brings lasting change and something that can transform our lives. So I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to this channel for more. Give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what you love to do for self-care. Or if you don't normally do self-care, maybe try out one of these and let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week with a new video. Bye!